You are here to learn more about the MCPS one-way language immersion programs in French, Mandarin Chinese, and Spanish. You will be hearing from our World Languages Supervisor, our immersion lead teachers, and then we will address some frequently asked questions. Finally, we will talk about the timeline and process to complete an immersion interest lottery form. First, I'd like to introduce Ms. Françoise Van de Plas, the MCPS Pre-K-12 World Languages Supervisor.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you for your interest in the Montgomery County Public Schools one-way immersion programs. Our immersion programs in MCPS have been in existence for close to 50 years. Just like many similar programs across the United States, ours started with a small group of parents who truly believed and understood the importance of being bilingual and biliterate. This group of parents advocated on behalf of their students, and as a result, MCPS opened the first French immersion program in the United States in 1974. Nowadays, our immersion programs consist of a robust K-8 articulation. We have programs in Mandarin Chinese, French, and Spanish. Our Mandarin Chinese programs are partial immersion programs, which means that students spend about half their day learning content in the target language. Our French and Spanish programs are full immersion programs, meaning that students spend most of their day learning content in their target language. At the middle school level in our immersion continuation programs, students have at least one class in their target language. That language acquisition class has been developed for students exiting our elementary immersion programs. It is not a class for novice learners of that language. It is a rigorous language class that builds on the skills students acquire in elementary school. Whether students are in partial immersion or full immersion, they will learn the same content as every other student in Montgomery County, with the benefit of a second language. Historically, our students in immersion performed as well, if not better, than their counterparts on national tests. I strongly encourage our students to continue studying the same target language through high school. This articulation will allow students to reach high levels of proficiency and potentially earn the Maryland Seal of Biliteracy. So, let's go and meet our one-way immersion team leaders, and let's discover what each program has to offer.
Bonjour, my name is Nellie Thompson and I am the French Immersion Coordinator here at Sligo Creek Elementary. We are located in the old Blair High School in downtown Silver Spring. We are also the oldest French immersion program in the nation, along with Maryvale Elementary. We are considered a one-way immersion program, which means that 90% of their school day in grades kindergarten through 3rd grade is only in the target language, French. That means that their academics are all in French. As of the 4th grade, students start to learn English. That means the 2nd semester of the school year, once per week, the students will get direct instruction on written expression in English. Then in 5th grade, they'll receive English instruction all year, 4 times per week, also focusing on written expression in English. In our school, we have 2 classes at each grade level. So we have 2 classes in kindergarten through the 5th grade. What you can expect in an immersion program, especially for a kindergartner, 1st grader, and 2nd graders, and those just starting for the first time, is a lot of singing, a lot of action, movement, repetition, and the use of real-world objects, realia. Those are some of the strategies we use to help students better understand and make sense of what the teachers are teaching them. Before you know it, within a month or 2, the students will come home singing the songs that they are learning, as well as other important words and phrases. Merci, au revoir.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Cecilia Dixon, and I am the French Immersion team leader here at Maryvale Elementary School. At Maryvale, just like our sister school, Sligo Creek Elementary, we have a one-way K-5 French Immersion program. We are located in Rockville in a brand new building. In our program, students spend 90% of their day in French. Starting day 1 of kindergarten, students are immersed in French all day long. They learn how to read, write, listen, and speak in French throughout their elementary school years. This is so students can develop high levels of proficiency in French and become bilingual and biliterate. Many students continue with French immersion in middle school and are later awarded the Seal of Biliteracy by the end of high school. Not only do we have former French immersion students that are now teachers in our school, but we also have the children of former immersion students who are now students in our program. This speaks to the strength of our program and the lasting impact it has on our students. Many immersion students also come back to visit to let us know how much the program meant to them and how they are using their language skills in their adult lives, which makes us very proud. In 2024, Maryvale also earned the Label France Éducation Seal, an official accreditation awarded by the French government to schools outside of France who promote outstanding education in French. This recognition gives us access to resources in French, such as books and films, that our teachers can use in the development of the French language with their students. So why immersion? The benefits are varied and wide, including the development of critical thinking, improved literacy skills, high engagement, and school performance. The overarching core benefit, however, is the development of cultural competence. It is an ability to understand, communicate, and effectively interact with people across cultures, an essential 21st century skill in our world. Merci et au revoir.
Hola, hello. I am Gloria Planner, the team leader for the Spanish Immersion Program at Burnt Mills Elementary School. I love watching our program grow and seeing our babies speak more and more Spanish over their 6 years with us. I love Burnt Mills because our team of teachers are so supportive and helpful. We are like a family. Our number one priority is making sure that students enjoy learning. Our student population is so diverse. We have over 25 countries and cultures represented and equally as many languages. It makes for an exciting and diverse experience for all of us here. Another great feature is that we are in a new building. We moved into our brand new state-of-the-art school in August 2023. It is such a treat to be able to spread out and enjoy the comforts of a new, safe, and clean learning environment. At Burnt Mills, local scholars within our school boundaries are given preference. About 50% of our immersion students come from outside of the local boundary. We do provide bus transportation to our school from central stops located throughout the county. We have a great team of immersion teachers at Burnt Mills. We love bringing the Latino culture and language to our scholars. We always find ways to have fun with teaching and learning. We have many events scattered throughout the year, such as STEAM Night, Reading Night, and other cultural and academic assemblies. Our main event is Immersion Night, where all our classes create a performance of some kind with music, dance, and other talents that they use to display their appreciation for the Latino language and culture that they have been learning about all year. It is a beautiful evening for families and the community, and we look forward to it every year. Feel free to send me any questions you may have about our school or program, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our events. Hasta pronto!
Hello, my name is Dolig Zeran. I'm the lead immersion teacher at Rock Creek Forest Elementary School. Rock Creek Forest offers a full immersion program in grades K through 5. RCF is the first Spanish immersion school in MCPS. It started in 1977. At RCF, we provide a high-quality immersion education. As a county-wide program, we host students from all over the county. The immersion program in K through 5 uses the Montgomery County Public Schools curriculum. The target language is a tool that enhances the learning of the curriculum. At RCF, we provide our students with various fun and enriching activities. It's a home to 2 mascots, Tigre and Takira. We have a Tigers News Network, weekly musical performances, our fall festival, STEAM Night, and many other events loved by our students and families. There's so many benefits to learning a language. Research shows that language immersion education benefits academic achievement, mental flexibility, and cognitive skills. A parent interested in immersion gives their child the gift of language. The gift increases appreciation for people, language, and culture. Students can achieve advanced language proficiency skills, and as they complete their high school education, they can use the immersion program as a starting point toward earning the Maryland Seal of Biliteracy. Our building was modernized in 2015. It's a fun, exciting, beautiful place to learn. The physical space complements the spirit of our school. Our staff and students make RCF a magical place to learn. We're all Rock Creek Forest Tigers. Make sure you check our website for more information. Hope to see you soon.
Welcome. My name is Mary Carmen Momenza, and I'm the Spanish Immersion Team Leader at William Tyler Page Elementary School. Thank you for your interest in the Montgomery County Public Schools Immersion Program. Our school has about 630 Pingüinos from many diverse backgrounds. Our school is very fortunate to have one-way Spanish immersion. We have kindergarten to 5th grade Spanish immersion classes. One thing that makes our program very unique is that we also have world language class as a special for our upper elementary students. In addition, we host culturally diverse activities for all students throughout the year. A typical day in Spanish immersion class is not much different from that of an English Academy classroom. We offer whole group and small group instruction in the classroom in the target language, while students go to specials where instruction is in English. We have amazing teachers, 2 immersion teachers and 3 English Academy teachers at every grade level. Please join us at our open house in the upcoming months. I look forward to working with you and your students in the upcoming school year.
Hi, I'm Brooke Winter, the Chinese Immersion Team Leader at Bayard Rustin Elementary School. I know many of the students here because I have been a reading teacher since the school opened in 2018. Our Chinese immersion program is a partial immersion program in which the students learn math, science, and social studies solely in Chinese and reading and writing in English. Students in this program have 2 teachers, a Chinese teacher and an English teacher. On a typical day, students start either in their Chinese or English class and then switch halfway through the day. When students are in their Chinese classroom, they learn the same Eureka Math, Science, and Social Studies as their English-only peers. However, it is taught in the target language, Chinese. When they are in their English class, students are taught the same CKLA reading curricula as their English-only peers in MCPS. While in their Chinese class, students acquire the language in an environment where they explore and apply different academic concepts using the target language, Chinese. Students attend lunch and recess with their grade level peers. Students also participate in specials, which include art, music, PE, and media center, which are all taught in English. There is 1 Chinese immersion class for each grade level K through 5, with about 24 to 28 seats per class, depending on the grade level. Our Chinese immersion program services all of Montgomery County, and MCPS provides transportation from central locations to and from school. Please check out our Bayard Rustin Elementary School website in early February for our recorded information session. Thank you.
The Chinese immersion program consists of 6 classes from K to 5, and the class size ranges from 24 to 28. The target language for this program is Mandarin Chinese. Unlike the full immersion Spanish and French program, our Chinese immersion program at Potomac is a partial immersion program. Students spend about half of the day learning math and science in Chinese, and the other half of the day learning reading, writing, and social studies in English. We follow the MCPS curriculum. I would encourage the parents to register, the child into the program, let them swim in the language environment, because I know that at the very beginning it's hard. But however, the same token, it's easier for young kids to immerse in a new language, and before you know it, they start, speak the language.
Now that you've learned about our fantastic programs, let's talk about how to apply. An application needs to be submitted for each interested student, and they must have an MCPS ID number. To obtain the ID number, please reach out to your local neighborhood school after February 1st and submit all of the documents required for enrollment. Once you have the ID number, you can access the link to submit the immersion interest form on our website. The lottery is run using a computer-assisted process that takes into consideration a number of factors, including space, sibling link or sibling factor, eligibility, and number of applicants. After the lottery is run, our office will email notifications to the email address you provided when you submitted the immersion interest form. For each of the programs that you've applied for, it will indicate an invitation or a waitlist number. Notifications will be sent out in mid-May, and any initial invitation would need to be responded to within 5 days. Our office will keep waitlists open through the end of the first semester. If any seat becomes available, we will invite an order of the waitlist to fill that seat. Now, let's turn it over to John for some frequently asked questions.
Thank you, Laura. We have some team members here to answer some frequently asked questions. Laura, is there transportation to the immersion programs?
MCPS does provide transportation for immersion students for most of our programs. These stops are centrally located and usually at a local school or community center. Parents are responsible for bringing their students to and from that central stop. Potomac Elementary School only provides transportation for their local families.
Another question is, who's eligible to participate?
Thanks, John, for your question. All kindergarten through 5th grade students who are residents in Montgomery County are eligible to apply for all programs. If your child is going into 2nd through 5th grade, they will have to pass a language proficiency assessment.
Can a student participate in all 7 programs?
Absolutely, John, because a separate lottery is run independently for each language or immersion program at each school. A parent can demonstrate their interest in one or multiple immersion programs, all on the one entry form that is found on the MCPS website.
Francoise, what happens in middle school? Can the students continue in the immersion programs?
So John, that is a great question. For the middle school, students have a couple of choices. They can continue at the feeder school immersion program, they can return to their local middle school, or they can be considered for a regional program. A notice of intent will be sent to parents of all grade 5 immersion students, asking them to indicate their intentions for middle school.
Let's go on to Dolly to see if a student can get into the immersion programs after kindergarten.
Yes, indeed, John. Students in grade 1 may apply and enter the program through the lottery process. In grades 2 to 5, students will need to pass a language assessment to be admitted to the program. The assessment will measure reading, writing, and speaking skills in the target language.
All right, let's see how parents are notified of the results of the immersion lottery.
So once the immersion lottery is conducted, all of the families who participated in the lottery will be notified via the email that the families provided on the immersion interest form. So please make sure it is an active account that you check regularly. You will be notified of the result mid-May. The Office of Consortia Choice and Application Program staff tries to contact parents multiple times. If you are not invited to a program, a wait list for each program will be maintained. The order of the wait list is completely random. A student will be invited off the wait list once a vacancy occurs in a particular program. Once the new school year has started in September, the child must be actively enrolled in MCPS at that time. Once a family has been invited and accepts the invitation, your child's name will be removed from all of the other language immersion waitlists. So the lottery occurs in May, notification of the results are sent mid-May, and the waitlists are maintained all the way through January the following year.
What does a typical day for the immersion students look like?
There are no major schedule differences between immersion students versus non-immersion students. The only difference is that some or all of their classes will be taught in the target language. If your child is in a partial immersion program, then some of the classes will be taught in the target language. If your child is in a full immersion program, then all of their core classes will be taught in the target language.
Mary Carmen, parents want to know about homework. Will homework be translated into English?
Thanks, John, for that question. Unfortunately not. Students will be sent homework to help them review what was taught and is intended to be completed independently. The homework will only be given in the target language. We do ask parents to not translate for the students, as it will limit the students in learning the new language. If your child, however, does not understand the assignment, you can always send a note to the teacher. The teacher will then be able to assist the student and reteach the concept in the target language.
Nellie, how can parents help their children?
There are so many ways for you to support your child in an immersion program. First of all, remember that their experience as an immersion program requires a lot of extra brain work to make sense of what their teacher is telling them and teaching them in the other language. One of the best suggestions that we give is to give them time to come home, decompress from what was probably a very mind-challenging day. After that, we recommend providing them a quiet space in their home for them to review their work and complete their homework, as well as providing as many authentic materials that you can. That means reading materials, both books and online resources, in the target language. We say that because the more practice and experience they get in that language, the more proficient and comfortable they become, both expressing themselves orally, but also in writing. After that, we recommend that, of course, if you have any concerns about your child, not only in class, but also maybe with homework, that you reach out to your child's teacher. You and your child's teacher are your child's team, and together you can come up with solutions to help them be as proficient and successful as they can.
Will special education services be given in the target language? Dolly, can you help answer this one?
Special education services are only provided in English. However, students will receive differentiated and small group instruction from their classroom teacher. If a student has an IEP, this report would only be provided in English by the homeschool model teacher.
Dr. Z, a common question is, does my child need to have experience in the language? Can you answer this question for us?
That's a great question because that's a yes and no question. Let me give the no part. No language experience is needed for any child who wants to join our immersion program. However, any child who wants to join us at the second grade level or higher must have passed a language proficiency test.
Gloria, our last question is, what is the difference between local and county-wide immersion programs?
Good question, John. Local program means that during the lottery process, schools give preference to students within the school's boundary first. After that, they extend the lottery to the rest of the county.
I would like to thank our immersion team for participating in this frequently asked question discussion. Thank you for your interest in Montgomery County Public Schools immersion programs. Remember to check each school's website for a listing of their information meetings. We hope to see you there.